Hey, what's up everybody? Welcome back to Cole's Farm. If this is your first time tuning in, I would appreciate it if you hit the subscribe button, and if you hit the bell, you'll receive notifications of future videos. Alright, so hey, check it out. It is October 2nd, 2021. This is my 9th and final inspection for the season for quite a few reasons. Work has become a little more complicated than usual, which takes me away, which also means that I'm not able to get into the bees as often as I would like. The last inspection occurred July 13th. Usually I'm in the hives every 2 weeks throughout the summer into the fall, doing various things as far as inspecting, feeding them, and just maintaining their health in all efforts to get them through the winter. So like I said, work has become a little complicated. I'm away a little more often than I would like to be, which explains the 2.5, actually just over 2.5 month break in between hive inspections. So the weather right now, according to the WeatherBug app, oh by the way, it's just about noon. The WeatherBug app has it at 76 degrees. It feels like 76 degrees with the humidity at 67%. The Accurate Backyard Weather Station has the temperature at 80 degrees. 84 is what it feels like due to a humidity at 63%. So if you can't tell, I got a whole mess over my right shoulder here, and let me explain what's going on with that. So I got back into town, let's see, Thursday night I believe, came out to the bee yard yesterday, which was Friday, for the first time in just over 2 months to take a look at things. And let me show you from a point of view, first person point of view perspective, what was going on. So this is not how I found things. The second nuke was flipped over upside down in front of the hive stand on the ground here. In fact, if you look at our Instagram page, I posted a video of exactly how I discovered things. So like I said, this nuke was upside down for quite a while, because if you can't tell, hopefully you can, those frames are most likely beyond repair due to water damage. We have had about 13 inches of rain this month. And then the biggest, well not really biggest, but like the most devastating discovery is hive number 4 right here. Hive number 4, if you look back at July's inspection video, hive number 4 was doing fantastic. In fact, it was the only hive I left 2 medium honey supers on, because they were packing away a lot of nectar, curing it into honey even in mid-July, which is usually when we experience a dearth. I luckily harvested our honey in June due to some known travels I was going to experience. But after the harvest, I added, as you can see, I added all the hives received a medium box, because they were doing a great job of bringing in nectar. Because I was going to be gone for a while and not be able to feed the hives, I figured this was a good way to at least provide each colony with a good food source, as long as they were capturing any available food, which they were. So again, back to what I was saying about number 4. Number 4 was doing fantastic, bearding heavily in the afternoon and into the evening, which is totally normal for that time of year in summer due to how hot it is. But I say that because that showed it, that hive had a huge population. Only hive that had 2 supers on, like I said a few times now. But my discovery was the bottom board and the lid were on the back side of the hive stand, just on the ground. However, the box, the deep box and the 2 mediums were all the way back here into the bushes, and I'm not sure if this is going to come up or not, into the bushes, and you can tell right here how that ground is kind of compacted. That's where I found both of the boxes. Both of the mediums were here, still intact, upside down, completely inverted, and the medium box was over there. So it really raises quite a few questions. One being, did somebody come back here with malicious intent and actually vandalize my bee yard? And if they did, why did they focus on just hive number 4 when the nuke, I believe, if this happened, if that's the sequence of events, the nuke looks like it got bumped if somebody picked up the hive boxes and tossed them. This nuke here is exactly how I found it, which is a dead out or empty equipment. I can't remember because it's been a few months since the last inspection. But the last nuke box was untouched. Second nuke box was just tipped forward, and then those boxes were back in the woods. So I posted this on Instagram the other day. Check out our channel at Coles Farm, COLES Farm, FARMNC for North Carolina. The hyperlink is in the top right of our banner on our homepage, on our YouTube channel. If you just click on the Instagram, it'll take you over there. I would usually say or mention Facebook as well, but our personal account was hacked in mid-August or around mid-August, which complicated our admin rights for our business page, which is Coles Farm on Facebook. So if you check out Facebook, we're still there. You can still make honey purchases through the book now button. That all still works. However, we lost admin privileges because of this hacking job of our personal page. So I'm still working through Facebook. If anybody is watching this and knows a better solution, please let me know. I've contacted Facebook various ways, claiming all kinds of things, sent so much proof that I own the pages, but I still haven't got anywhere. And again, it's October 2nd. So anyway, big mystery. Not sure what happened to hive number 4, whether it was an animal. Some people on Instagram have commented and said it could have been a juvenile bear, which to me, if a juvenile bear came through here, it was a very specific bear that targeted just this one deep with 2 mediums, and to get it into the bushes without destroying all the bushes, I'm not sure if I believe that. I think it was somebody that came back here with malicious intent and focused on that hive for some reason. And the very unfortunate thing is, all the woodenware that's typically not exposed to the elements was exposed to the elements for anywhere from 2.5 months to, this could have happened last week. I have no idea. And I said this in my Instagram video, but as you can see, I believe this colony was alive and doing well whenever this happened. I mean, the amount of bees that are in here that probably stayed behind because of larvae and brood didn't leave and then probably just succumbed to the weather. But I left 2 supers on this box because, I mean, they were filling it out so quickly with beautiful wax. I mean, look at all this cross comb. And then same thing here with the deep box. So believe it or not, you may think that is unsalvageable. That is not true. I've had plenty of dead outs over the years, and surprisingly, no matter how nasty the equipment looks, the frames, the boxes, it's just the tedious process of cleaning it up. It's all completely salvageable. I had some frames that one of the migratory lids that I made didn't have the best seal. It wasn't truly flush. Created a dead out over the fall into the winter last year. Top of the frames were molded a little, or mildew, just they look nasty. Sure enough, I added that, it's the only shallow I have. I added that shallow to one of my stronger hives this past year, and they completely filled, because it had some drawn comb, they completely drew out the rest of the frames, filled it with comb, and then filled and cured all the nectar into honey within 2 weeks, because again, I was on a 2-week inspection cycle. Point to that is, even if equipment looks nasty, the bees don't care. They'll use it. It doesn't affect anything. It truly doesn't. But I have my work cut out for me today, so let's go through the line real quick. I'm not going to give a recap of the last inspection because it's been so long to where that doesn't really matter, and I don't necessarily remember. Just check out our channel. I break down all the inspection videos individually per hive. But all the way down at number 1 there, I know you can't see it, but that does have activity. The second hive is not number 2 because they're all in various orders, so just for argument's sake, the second hive has activity. The third hive, I don't see anything. The 4th and 5th hive have activity, so that's on the east side of the bee yard. And then coming down this way, the 6th hive has very nice activity, which that That's actually hive number 3, but it's in the 6th position. I do remember that much. That hive's been one of the stronger hives throughout the season, and that has probably the best activity from what I can determine right now, minus maybe number 1 or 2, or the hives in the number 1 and 2 spot. And then, what is that, 6 I said? 7 and 8 right here that you can see, obviously have absolutely nothing. And then the hive in the 9th position was hive number 4, which, you know, that's what we're looking at. That's what I talked about in detail. I believe it was malicious intent. No way to prove it. Really disappointing. So was that number 9 I said, and then I had 2 nukes, which this nuke, if I remember right, was doing just well. This was number 5. Nuke number 2 was hive number 5, which was a struggle all season to get queen right, and I'm not surprised that they died. I'm not. Kind of saw that coming. I had high hopes to get them queen right as I left town 2 months ago, but not surprised with that outcome. So I looked at the hives yesterday. It was later in the afternoon. It's right around noon right now. So I believe, let's do a recap real quick. I believe I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I think I have 5 hives that are still alive. And I don't have any queen excluders in at all. I removed those as I left with the intent, and I've done this over a few seasons and it works extremely well. The intent is remove the queen excluder, add a medium box. I stopped running double deeps a season or 2 ago, and I started running medium boxes to overwinter the hives. So you add them directly after your honey harvest, gives the bees plenty of time to draw out any brand new frames with wax, and as soon as, you know, the bees are satisfied with that, or the queen, she can go up there and start laying out brood, right? So I did this for the last few seasons, like I said, and I think it truly helps overwinter the colonies because it doesn't give them too much space to keep warm, too much volume. It gives them just the right amount. And more importantly, or well, it's not really more important than overwintering a colony, but if you have any new equipment, one, they'll fill it out before the winter. Like I said, the queen will use the space and the bees will use the space to help them overwinter between food stores and just extra brood and everything. But always thinking a season ahead, you as the beekeeper, now you have a medium box with drawn wax. So what does that mean come to springtime once it warms up and you go into your hives for your first full inspection? Well, this is what I do. Fast forward months later, it's spring, it's warm, no more cold fronts in our future. Things are starting to bloom, nectar's starting to flow. Go out to your hives, inspect them with the intent of finding the queen and getting her isolated to the deep box. You add your queen excluder to keep her in the deep box, and now you have a medium box that may still have some brood in it, but the brood will hatch out and the bees will then backfill any of those cells with nectar. So I say all that because it can save a whole bunch of time with getting your equipment to have drawn wax so the bees can fill it with nectar. The other thing that I've done in the past that I've learned from is if you add new equipment in the spring as the nectar is starting to flow, all dependent on your area, but from my area here in eastern North Carolina, in Jacksonville and Onslow County, I've discovered that because we have such a short nectar flow, the bees don't have enough time to fully draw out wax on all 10 frames if you're running 10 frames, even if you're running 8 frames, to fully draw out wax, fill it with nectar, cure it to honey during that one season, which is why I say you always have to be thinking a season ahead. So anyway, longer introduction to my inspection plans for this last inspection for 2021. I appreciate all of our subscribers, all of our new subscribers. We hit 1,000 finally after years of making videos a few months ago, and we've maintained them. We've lost a few, but we've also gained a few. Our growth's very small or very slow, which is totally fine. I don't post too many videos and they're all kind of typically the same, and I've received a lot of feedback, good and bad, but you know, I am how I am, and this is how I speak, and this is how I conduct my inspection videos. Some feedback's fantastic. Other people that I've received, not negative feedback, but more critical, you know, they're looking for more of an entertainment value. yeah, that's just not me. It's not my style. It's more of an educational standpoint, and I'm just trying to share how I keep bees and how I inspect them. And if anybody learns anything from how I do things, fantastic. If not, you know, hey, I appreciate you viewing the channel. Hopefully you subscribed. So anyway, that's my plans for the last inspection. Get into them since it's been 2.5 months, see how they're doing. Most likely I have a lot of cleanup duties ahead of me with the dead outs. I plan on scraping the frames, removing the wax, rendering that down, which I did make a video last year or excuse me, or the year before. Pretty messy process, honestly. Not the most exciting process, which is why I don't plan on making another video, but it is rather satisfying to take a lot of really nasty looking wax and debris and everything else and rendering it into beautiful bright yellow wax. It is actually a pretty cool process. All right, so again, longer introduction than I planned. Wanted to explain a few things, one being the absence of 2-week videos. I think I explained that well. Also explained this is the last inspection video for the year, and it looks like I have about 5 hives to inspect. I'll post a video every few days, so the very last video of the 5th hive, not hive number 5, but the 5th one that's still alive, we'll probably post around late November, early December. So again, I appreciate everybody that's subscribed. Thanks for sticking with us. Check us out on Instagram and Facebook, because Facebook is still there. However, you'll notice a difference in content between the two, because like I said before, our personal Facebook was hacked. We lost our admin rights to our Facebook business page, so right now that's just very complicated. But anyway, I'm trying to keep Instagram alive. I stopped posting for a while because I had high hopes to regain Facebook administrative rights to our business page, but that's been a very slow process and I really haven't gotten anywhere yet. So I still have high hopes, but anyway, check us out on both platforms. We're at about 13,000. We're just shy of 13,500 on Instagram. We actually peaked 13,500 maybe a month ago, but most likely due to the lack of posts. We've lost quite a few subscribers over the last month, again, because our accounts were hacked and we're trying to work through that. Lastly, if you're watching this and you're in or around the Jacksonville, North Carolina area, we do have some honey for sale from our 2021 honey harvest. Check us out on Instagram and Facebook. If you hit the Book Now button, it'll take you over to our Square page, and that's how you make your appointment. So we sell honey by appointment only. Just pick a day and a time that works for you. Our Square hours are from 9 a.m. to 9 p.m., so we try to make ourselves available for half of the day to accommodate most people's schedules. You pay through the site. After you pick your day and time, you'll receive a text message notification from us with instructions. But after that, we just leave the honey on our front porch for easy and convenient pickup, and as we continue to do our part with social distancing, because this COVID-19 thing is still alive and well. So yeah, that's that. Hopefully y'all see this and maybe purchase some honey from us. Check out all the videos. You can see exactly where your honey comes from. You can see all the work that it goes into it. And we are an active duty, veteran-owned, family-operated backyard honey farm in southwest Onslow County. And yes, 1, I did not practice that, and 2, it is a mouthful. So yeah, support an active duty owned, veteran owned business, ran and operated solely by the family, with a very strict mission of producing some of the best local and raw honey here in southwest Onslow County. Alright, I swear, that is it. I've talked enough. If you're still watching the video at this point, kudos to you. You have a great attention span, because I probably would have tuned out a while ago, and I'm the one talking, right? So anyway, hey, thanks for watching, everybody. I'm about to get into the hives for my last inspection of 2021. Crossing my fingers, the 5 hives that are alive and well don't have any other signs of complications. I really don't want to have to combine any hives. I'd rather leave them as is, really dependent if they are truly healthy to do that, and I think they'll survive the winter. All right, thanks y'all.